Liverpool returned from the international break with a mix of unease and hope in the air, an almost electric feeling. Arne Slot, still trying to impose his style with discipline and boldness, takes a deep breath as he watches the squad return to training. The 3-0 defeat to Manchester City was not merely a setback, it was a reality check. It hurt the pride, it hurt the squad, it hurt the fans. It was the kind of match that exposes wounds, makes clear who is below the required level, and shows, in brutal fashion, that something must change urgently if Liverpool want to compete again among Europe's giants. The run of 5 defeats in 6 Premier League matches echoed like a deafening alarm and pushed the Reds down to 8th place, a deeply uncomfortable position for a club used to fighting for titles. Arne Slot does not hide the weight of the moment. He arrived with the mission of renewing Liverpool, modernising the playing system and recovering the intensity that defined the Klopp era. But the issues on the wings, the difficulty in finishing chances, and the absence of a replacement worthy of Luis Diaz have opened gaps that opponents have exploited mercilessly. Diaz's departure for Bayern for £66.5 million, despite being profitable, created a hole in the squad, and that void has been felt every single week at Anfield. It is as if the team is missing a spark, an engine, someone capable of breaking defensive lines with a dribble or a run that ignites the stadium. For that reason, Richard Hughes, the newly appointed sporting director, has practically set Liverpool's top priority as finding a new protagonist for the wings, and the search has been intense, almost obsessive. It is in this context that the name Antoine Semenyo emerged, the Bournemouth forward who has been standing out with explosive, physical and unpredictable performances. It was recently discovered that he has a £65 million release clause, an enticing prospect for any giant in reconstruction. Semenyo is living his best spell under Andoni Iraola, dominating duels, sprinting down the flank like a missile and creating chaos in every defence he faces. Naturally, Liverpool entered the race strongly. But, as with almost everything in English football, competition appears quickly. Manchester United and Tottenham emerged immediately as direct rivals in the chase, each seeing in the Ghanaian a chance to reinforce their attack with power and versatility. And although Liverpool admire Semenyo, the board knows that to rebuild the team's identity, something bigger, something epic needs to happen. A name with history, global impact, star power, and the ability to change not just a match but the entire perception of the club. And it is precisely at this point that the story changes tone. Because according to reports from the Spanish press, Liverpool are preparing something completely out of the ordinary. Something that, if it happens, could be one of the most shocking transfers of the decade. We are talking about Vinicius Jr. Yes, Real Madrid's number 7. The player who has become a reference point in world football, who has decided 2 Champions League finals, who has terrified defences and built a legacy at the Santiago Bernabeu. A player who, on his own, can transform an entire team. The reason for the excitement? His contractual situation. Vinicius is now in the penultimate year of his contract with Real Madrid, and contrary to what many would expect, there is still no extension underway. This absence of positive signals is exactly the kind of opening clubs like Liverpool need to act. It is the sort of opportunity that appears extremely rarely, a window that opens for a few months and then closes forever. Because of this, Hughes and Slot are reportedly preparing an £88 million offer to try and tempt Real Madrid and at the same time show Vinny that he would be the absolute centre of the Reds' project.
Comparing Semenyo to Vinicius Jr. is almost unfair. Semenyo is an extraordinary talent with an impressive physical presence, speed and consistent technical development. But Vinicius is a different level entirely. He is Ballon d'Or caliber, a global star, a player who changes the dynamics of any league. While Semenyo shines brightly in the Premier League, Vinicius has been doing so for years on the most difficult stage in world football. He has 111 goals and 87 assists for Real Madrid, numbers few players reach before turning 27. And all of that comes with a trophy cabinet packed with titles, historic performances, and a personality that grows precisely in the most intense moments. Carlo Ancelotti has said many times that Vinicius is unstoppable when he is at his best, and the Italian manager rarely exaggerates. Even when the Brazilian is in what some would call a below-normal phase, he still delivers a level that most attackers in the world would be proud to produce. What is considered a bad day for him would be the best match of the season for many others. This difference in tiers is what makes his name evoke something that Semenyo, talented as he is, simply cannot offer yet: the certainty of immediate impact in elite competitions. Vinny does not need adaptation, he changes the game from the first minute. And there is something more. Liverpool know Vinicius Jr. very well. He has been the club's nightmare in Champions League clashes. Anfield has felt his pace. It has seen his confidence up close. It has witnessed how he grows when facing historic rivals. Now imagine that same player wearing the red shirt, playing for a fan base that celebrates every dribble as if it were a goal. Imagine Vinny under Arne Slot given total creative freedom to attack spaces, cut inside, accelerate, cause panic. It would be an instant offensive revolution. Jude Bellingham, his Real Madrid teammate, did not hesitate to call him the best player in the world. Coming from one of the most influential midfielders of the current generation, that says a lot, perhaps more than any statistic. Semenyo would be an excellent signing, but Vinicius Jr. would be a watershed moment. Deep down, Liverpool know they are living through a critical moment. The team needs to recover its attacking soul, regain its fear factor, reclaim the identity that made the club a nightmare for any opponent for years. And Arne Slot knows that no reconstruction is possible without a name capable of changing the game entirely. Someone who brings not only creativity, but presence, charisma, and international respect. Vinicius Jr. would be that name. He would not only raise the level of the squad, he would raise the level of the entire club. Meanwhile, things are heating up behind the scenes. There are meetings, calls, discreet movements. The fans, even in silence, are beginning to dream, and the rivals are watching everything with the suspicion that if this truly happens, the Premier League will shake. Because if Liverpool really decide to go all in for Vinicius and pay whatever it takes, we will be witnessing one of the boldest and most unexpected moves in recent football history. A move capable of completely transforming the course of the season and perhaps the club's future.